Shalom. First, giving all acknowledgement to Yahweh Bashem Yoshai. Double honors to my teachers, beginning with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all that I give out there, presenting their bodies a living sacrifice to make sure the truth is preached to the four corners of the earth. I just wanted to do this, just put my little 2 cents in. Watching this video by the elder Apostle Gabar, pretty much going in on these these celebrities, these people that are highly esteemed in the society, all right, because you got a lot of Jakes, a lot of our people out here, they think, how do I put this in words? They think, they think much of the society, they push and trying to be something in this society, when a lot of our people look at these celebrities, they idolize these celebrities, and more so I should say so-called celebrities, because pretty much the point of me doing this video is to kind of touch on the fact that these celebrities, they're not really celebrities, all right. It's coming a time where the prophets, the men of the Lord, they're gonna be the real celebrities. The scriptures talk about that fame and glory that the elect that they're gonna receive in the kingdom, but it's gonna start on this side, when all hell starts breaking loose, right? Things start getting bad. People are gonna start looking for answers, right? And who do you think they're gonna run to? Who do you think they're gonna look for? The same men that have been giving out the warnings for years and decades, right? The same men that have been out there on the highways and byways, right? These men, they've been telling you for years about these things that are coming, and when they start coming, same people that laughed and mocked and scorned, these men of the Lord, these prophets, right? People are going to be coming from all over the place to to get answers on what's going down, So that's why I say these so-called celebrities, man, they're not real celebrities. Real fame is coming to the Israelites, the prophets, right? See if that word, get the definition of that word fame, because that's, again, that's what our people idolize on this side. They idolize this fame. They want this status. They want it on this side. It says the state of being known or talked about by many people, especially on account of notable achievements. And some of the words, some of the similarities, says renown, celebrity, stardom, popularity, notability. I'm not going to read all of this. What that word renown, reminds me of going to the book of Genesis, the 6th chapter. Talk about fame, throughout time. The men of the Lord, they had real fame. Yahushua, when he walked the earth, he was famous. Talks about how when Yahushua, when he walked the earth, it was shoulder to shoulder, man. Could hardly move. Crowds of people. Yahushua, he had real fame, right? Let me get this. In Genesis 6 and 4, it says, there were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. The same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. So again, you always had these, these particular men, throughout time. They made their appearances on the earth, right? Because again, when it comes to this fame status, it's nothing new. But the point I want to get is, these men of renown, right? The giants on the earth which is, of course, it's not talking about actual giants, but pretty much, like men of a high stature, right? Like I read in the definition, get it again. The state of being known or talked about by many people, especially on account of notable achievements. So again, when it comes to these men of renown, because again, it's not talking about actual giants, but people that were well known and talked about a lot. All right, popularity, right? Because again, the men of the men of the Lord, they were always being talked about, right? You had what is that? First Samuel's it talks about I think it's 16. Yeah, First Samuel 16 and 4. It says, and Samuel did that which Yahweh spake, and came to Bethlehem, and the elders of the town trembled at his coming, and said, comest thou peaceably? So, just to give an example of how, some of the men of the Lord, throughout time, they had that reverence. Here it is, Samuel, did what the Lord said. He went to Bethlehem, and he had the men shaking in their boots, because or back then they knew, when it comes to the men of the Lord and the prophets of the Lord, you don't play, these men don't play around, right? You hear about Elijah, calling down fire from heaven, calling out she bears to maul children, and all these different examples in the Bible, because again, these men, they always had that, you could say, celebrity status, right? Because again, these men, they were nothing to play with, right? Um, go to Samuel's 18th chapter. First Samuel's 18. See what I can start, because you see the celebrity status in this world, man, and in this society, man. The scriptures talk about, Paul talked about how it's all corruptible, you know. But what we look forward to. Before I get this, let me get what is that? Colossians 3 and 2. It says, "Set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth." Because again, our people, they're so adamant about looking to be successful in this society and making it in this society, being someone in this society. When everything, pretty much how you get it, it's corruptible. Everything's polluted. Everything's defiled. That's why we look for, that crown. At the end of all this, at the end of this race, we look for the incorruptible crown, right? We don't want, pretty much nothing that pertains to this world, man. Because again, everything's just defiled. Everything's corrupted. A lot. It's no big secret. A lot of these celebrities, how they maintain their status. They have to do all type of unspeakable, abominable acts, to get that status of fame and all that, money and glory. And, they had even more so to keep it, to maintain it. You know, Apostle Gabar, he talks about that in that video. That's why you hear a lot about, one-hit wonders, they might make one good hit and then you don't hear about them anymore because, you know, when it comes down to it, since, a lot of times these, like these rappers or whatnot, they're not with it. They're not down in, what goes on behind closed doors. Because again, everything's polluted, man. And how you get these riches of the world, it's all polluted. You know. And that's not what we look for. So that's why we keep our eye on the prize. We set our affection on things above. We're not focused on, even though a lot of us, most times, many of us, before we came into the truth, we were in that mindset of, become someone. But, of course, the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, wakes us up to this truth, and, um, he sets a different path for us, because scriptures tell you, he doesn't, or we don't call, we don't call the Lord, he calls us. He's the one that wakes us up. He's the one that takes us, snatches us out of this world, spiritually, but again, when it comes to these, these men of renown, they've always been around, all right, and even more so at the end of this thing, that's when the real fame comes. We're not gonna get it on this side. It's gonna start on the side, but we're not gonna fully get it until we get into the kingdom. That's what our people gotta understand. Because like I said, everything of this world is polluted, and I want to get this example because they even a lot of these rappers, they say this in the world, more money, more problems. The higher you get up in the society, the more things that you got to do, the more wicked you got to be, right? Let's pull this small example. First Samuel, the 18th chapter. We'll see where I can start. Bear with me. I'll start at verse 5. It says, "And David went out whithersoever Saul went, whithersoever Saul sent him, and behaved himself wisely. And Saul set him over the men of war, and he was accepted in the sight of all the people, and also in the sight of Saul's servants. And it came to pass, as they came, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Philistine, that the women came out of all cities of Israel singing and dancing to meet King Saul with tabrets and with joy and with instruments of music. And the women answered one another as they played, and said, Saul hath slain his thousands, and David his 10,000s." Right. So pretty much, David getting that high stature. Saul with his thousands, but David with his 10,000. Right. It says, "And Saul was very wroth, and the saying displeased him, and he said, They have ascribed unto David 10,000, and to me they have ascribed but thousands. And what can he have more but the kingdom? And Saul eyed David from that day and forward." So, pretty much I said that to say, because like I said, everything in this society is polluted. And like they said, more money, more problems. The more that you get in the society, the more problems you're gonna have. You're gonna have, you're gonna have, a lot of people envy you. You're gonna have pretty much, you're gonna get a lot of the wrong attention. All right. A lot of people lose their life because someone idolizes a person, and covetous of what someone else has, and instead of praying to Yahweh Shem Shai, to get something, they go out and They go about it the ski mask way. They go out there and rob the person, or whatever the case may be. People end up losing their lives. Relationships are destroyed. It's just everything is just messed up, man. You know. So again, that's why we don't really strive for anything, or the things of this world, man. Because again, it's just polluted, man. It's corrupted. But that's why like I said, when it comes to the men of the Lord, the real men of the Lord, right now, they're patiently waiting, because we understand what's to come after all this, real fame and glory, right? I talked about the crowns. What is that? Second Esdras 2, and let's start at 40. "42. Second Esdras 2 and 42. It says, I, Esdras, saw upon the Mount Sion a great people whom I cannot number, and they all praise the Lord with songs." This is talking about the elect, right? "And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature." You see, which this is talking about Yahushai. All right. It says, "Taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at it greatly." So you see, this is what Ezra saw. He saw Yahushai crowning the elect. Those that have overcome this world, pretty much. All those that resisted in the hour of temptation and said to hell with the mark of the beast and all these things, right? These men are, at the end, these men will be exalted, right? This is why we strive to be those men, because of course it's written that the elect, they're going to be saved. They have a secure spot, but we don't know. That's why scriptures say that we're prisoners of hope, because we don't know. We don't know. But like it's like I said, during that time when all hell starts breaking loose, it's going to be made known who the men of the Lord are. That's why I said, when it comes to the fame, that high status, that status of being a giant, it's going to start on this side, right? Because when all hell starts breaking loose, there's going to be a lot of spiritual intervention and a lot of things, going on, dealing with the elect, the men of the Lord, because it's prophesied, Yahweh Shem Shai, he's going to take care of his men, during that time, during Jacob's trouble. All right. Those that overcome, they're going to they're going to receive these crowns. They're going to be exalted. All right. The scriptures tell you that being joint heirs with Yahushai, So, the real fame comes, when we make it out of this. All right. And this is what Ezra saw. Let me see if I want to. I'll keep reading. It says, "So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of the Most High. Now are they crowned and receive palms." So you see, like I said, we don't strive for the things of this world, when it comes to a real man of the Lord, he walks spiritually. Right? Everything's done through the Spirit. We don't, follow after the flesh. All right. It says, Then said I unto the angel, What young person is it that crowneth them, and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of the Most High. Again, it was Yahushai. It says, Whom they have confessed in the world, Then began I greatly to commend them. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. Yeah, because it's gonna get real bad out here, and when it comes to the elect, they're gonna hold fast to their profession, which is basically this truth. All right, they're not gonna fold. All right, like I said, during that hour of temptation, and we're all presented with the mark of the beast. These men, they're gonna say the hell with that. It was written that certain men, they're gonna be beheaded. They're gonna be martyred for this truth. But hey, when you die, for this faith, man, that's a righteous thing in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Shai. He takes pleasure in that. All right. But ultimately, these men, they're gonna hold fast in their faith, man. You know, that's what it's at. That's what it's about at the end of the day. Because, like I said, we look for that crown at the end of all this, you know, and that crown, part of that, is receiving that glory, that real celebrity status. All right, because best believe, in the kingdom, man, when it comes to the elect, man, they're gonna be feared and they're gonna be reverenced. Glory beyond imagination. All right, like I said, joint heirs with Yahweh Shai. All right, we're gonna be control of the elements, the universe, all the galaxies and the planets, and just unimaginable things, man. And like I said, you're gonna start seeing it on this side. Like I said, you're already seeing it on this side. Because people are waking up and like I said, it's been the as far as the whole Hebrew Israelite ministry, it's been a joke for a long time. A lot of people made fun of us, talked about us. I mentioned this in the previous video. I came to this knowledge when I about 2009, 2008, 2009. I was in a different camp, but even that, even with that, a lot of the things, um, I was bringing out, I caught a lot of flank for it. People call me the devil and crazy and all type of stuff, man. So I can only imagine what those that have been doing this since before I was alive, man. I can only imagine the apostles and the elders what they've been going through. Your own family starts turning on you, and people just do you dirty. It's just, I mean, it's this walk in the walk in this path, man. It's not easy, and like I was saying earlier, a lot of these celebrities, they don't want to accept that. They want to receive that celebrity status now. They don't want to go through the trouble. All right, and that's what the Elder Gabar he touched on that a little bit, because it tells you in Sirach, it tells you that what does it say? Let me just get it real quick. I think that's Sirach 2. Sirach 2:1, it says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation." Yeah, because it's not supposed to be this walk and making it into the kingdom is not supposed to be an easy walk. All right. I always bring up this point. You just look at the life of Yahweh Shai and all the hell that he went through, right? And at the end, he received that glory. But the point being, Yahweh Shai, him being the ultimate example, everything that he went through, what makes people think that we don't have to go, through any trouble and making it into the kingdom, because that's what they teach in the world. You accept the Lord as your Savior, and you can be saved, you can earn salvation. They don't teach that Jacob's trouble is going to happen, right? They don't teach that there's each and every one of us has to is going to be faced with our darkest hour, like Yahweh Shai. They're not teaching that. They just teach that it's all gonna be handy dandy. We can just walk up into the kingdom. No, it's far from that. This walk is not supposed to be easy. All right. But let me go to, because like I said, here it is. A lot of people, man, they idolize these celebrity so much, but here it is. Like look at angels, man. The angels, they look at us like celebrities, man. Here it is. Yeah, you're idolizing these things, and as like it says in the book of Romans, the 8th chapter. The earnest, the expectation of the creature, man. All the creatures and all creation, man. They're waiting on us to wake up, and waiting on us to rule. Because again, we're gonna have that dominion. We're gonna have that power, man. Everything's waiting on the Hebrew Israelites, beginning with the elect, man. Everything's waiting on us, man. But again, our people don't look at things like that. They don't meditate on these things. But let me get this in Revelation 7 and 9. It says, "After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands." Again, that's talking about the elect. All right. Because again, beginning with Yahweh Shai, everything's gonna be set in His righteous order. We're gonna be given that high stature again. Like in Genesis, like I said in Genesis. That giant status. Power is going to be given back to these men. All right, and I say we, just being, hopeful. God knows I'm hoping I'm of that number, man. That's what it's all about, man. You strive for this truth, man. You strive for that crown, right? But yeah, man, this is what it's talking about. That elect that's gonna make it on this side. Going to be given that glory, given that power back. All right. Just seeing where I can because I'm kind of freestyling this. I go to Sirach, because again, all the hell and tribulation that you look at all the men of old. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. You read about Joseph, King David. All these great men, they're still being talked about to this day, right? You read about Job, man. Just look at the story of Job. Look at all these men. They have their spot in the Holy Bible. Before I get this, let me get this, because that's what people don't get. You're gonna have a spot. People are gonna be talking about you and writing books about you. There's gonna be books written about you and stuff like that. Just like these men today. People are still talking about these great men that were before us. Let me get Malachi 3:16. It says, "Then they that feared Yahweh spake often one to another, but Yahweh hearkened and heard it. And a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared Yahweh and that thought upon His name." So again, these same group of people, like I said, all the men that we still talk about to this day: Samuel, Samson, Gideon, all these great men, right? They got these books of memorials written after them. When it comes to the elect, they're gonna have memorials written about them as well. This is what we look forward to. All right. Go to Zechariah 12 and 8. It says, "In that day shall Yahweh defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David." All right. So again, though we're, again, these same, renowned men, because for the most part, well, I don't know if all, but for the most part, most of these men, they're back, they're here today. All right. They don't have that status as before, but they're back to again, and though they be at a low estate, a low stature, The Lord's going to raise them up again, and they're going to be men of power again. Men of renown. They're going to be talked about, right? They're going to. If you know anything about King David, man, King David was. Hey, man, he was stomping people out, man, until they were dust, man. This is just the power that the Lord is going to give back to, his men, his elect. All right, it says, and the house of David shall be as the Most High, as the angel of Yahweh before them. All right, because it tells you that Psalms, we are gods but die like men. All right, made a little lower than angels. All right, so we're gonna get that status back, man. We're just not gonna get it on this side just yet. So we just gotta wait, man. Get this in Zephaniah 3:19. Yes, it says, behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halteth, and gather her that was driven out, and I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. All right, so you see, man, Yahweh Shem Shai is going to start giving that fame back to the men of the Lord, all right, the prophets. And again, you starting to see that just a little bit on a small level now, all right. People are starting to talk about the Hebrew Israelites. It's no, it's no surprise, a lot of these celebrities, they're starting to talk about the Hebrew Israelites, claiming that they're Israelites, right? And that was pretty much that was kind of the point of the brothers is doing videos dealing with these celebrities, Common and Tiffany Haddish, right? But you got Ice Cube, making posts on Twitter, dealing with the Israelites. This guy's named Carmelo Anthony. All these celebrities, man. And it's not like they don't know. They know. They watch the videos. And even more so, Great Millstone. I believe a lot of these people are watching Great Millstone. You watch some brothers. And they tell you the stories. How these celebrities, they come to the camp. They might listen. They might drop some money, whatever the case may be, right? Because these people, they know about the Hebrew Israelites, right? But again, sooner or later, that the statute that's on them is going to be put on the men of the Lord 100-fold. All right. When that day comes, these ain't nobody's gonna be talking about LeBron James. Nobody's gonna be talking about, I don't know who. I don't know. What's this chick name? Miley Cyrus. Nobody's gonna be talking about these people. They're not time. The men of the Lord, man, the prophets, they're gonna be sought after. There's gonna be all type of manhunts. Esau, of course, he's gonna be he's gonna be coming down on the men of the Lord, but on the contrary, you're gonna have a lot of people, seeking the prophets, looking for answers, right? Because again, when it comes to these prophecies, the apostles, the elders, they've been saying these things for years, man, and they've been saying these things longer than a lot of us have been alive, for decades, man. They've been saying these things. So now, these things are coming to pass. People are starting to wake up, and people are, oh shit, them Hebrew Israelites, man, they're up to something. People are watching Hebrew Israelites. People know about them. So you start to see a paradigm shift, right? Let me finish that on verse 20. It says, and at that time will I bring you again, even in the time that I gather you, for I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith Yahweh. So again, because when things start getting bad out here, man, people are going to be looking for the prophets everywhere, man. People are going to be coming from all type of distant lands and places just to find a man of the Lord, man. A lot of people are going to start waking up. It's going to be too late for a lot of people, but People are gonna start waking up, man, and seeking answers. That's why they're about to shut the internet down. Martial law is about to be fully implemented. You know, because like I said, people are gonna start bugging out. When they start issuing the chip, they're not gonna know if to take it or not. You know, so that's why people are gonna be looking for the men of the Lord. They're gonna be seeking answers. You know, um, but I was going to go to Sirach 44. Let's start at verse 1. It says, "Let us praise famous men and our fathers that begat us." So you see, that praise that is going to be given to the men of the Lord, right? Like I said, we still talk about, the patriarchs, the prophets, Isaiah, Jeremiah. We still talk about these great men unto this day, all right? Moses, right? It says, "The Lord hath wrought great glory by them through his great power from the beginning." So again, these same giants, these same men of renown that were in the beginning, they're back here for the most part. Most of them are back here today. All right. Again, like I said, though they be of a low stature right now, the Lord's going to give them that power back. He's going to give them that glory back. All right. I'm going to jump down. Verse 7, it says, "All these were honored in their generations, and they were the glory of their times." So yeah, man. Someone like you look at someone like Michael Jackson, man. Michael Jackson was reverenced around the world, man. This guy had people passing out, man. Concerts and just all type of craziness, man. That's gonna be nothing compared to the fame that is coming to the men of the Lord, man. Michael Jackson's there's not a place on earth that doesn't know about Michael Jackson, right? But like I said, his fame, man, it's gonna be chump change compared to the reverence, the glory that's coming to the real men of the Lord, man. That's what we look forward to, man. It says, there be of them that have left a name behind them, that their praises might be reported. And some there be which have no memorial, who are perished as though they had never been, and are become as though they had never been born, and their children after them. But these were merciful men, whose righteousness hath not been forgotten. So yeah, man. Um, you know, um, when it comes to these men, they're gonna be talked about from generation to generation to generation to generation, man. It's gonna be everlasting glory, man. Like I said, glory you can't fathom, glory that can't be comprehended. All right. It says, "With their seed shall continually remain a good inheritance, and their children are within the covenant." So then the children are gonna be straight, man. Um, It says, "Their seed shall remain forever, and their glory shall not be blotted out." So, like I said, a memorial that's going to be from generation to generation, man. Just an everlasting memorial. All right. It says, "The people will tell of their wisdom, and the congregation will show forth their praise." So, yeah, the wisdom that these men are going to possess, right? Again, it's just going to be talked about forever. It's not going to be any end. All right. It says, "Enoch pleased the Lord, and was translated, being an example of repentance to all generations." And again, that's one of those men, people still talk about Enoch until this day. All right. Slacking. It says, "Noah was found perfect and righteous. In the time of wrath, he was taken in exchange for the world. Therefore was he left as a remnant unto the earth when the flood came. An everlasting covenant was made with him, that all flesh should perish no more by the flood. Abraham was great father of many people in glory. Was there none like him, who kept the law of the Most High, and was a covenant with him, and was in covenant with him. He established the covenant in the flesh, and when he was proud, he was found faithful." So you see, just give an example of all these great men before us, right? Because like I said, people still talk about these great men unto this day. You know, real quick, go to Proverbs 10:7. It says, the memory of the just is blessed. So when it comes to these men, these elect, they're going to have a blessed memorial, from generation to generation. Like I said, they're going to be talked about through all of our everlasting lives, man. These men, they're going to be talked about. They're going to be feared. They're going to be reverenced. All right. They're going to be given that status back. All right. So like I said, when it comes to, and like I said, it's you're going to start seeing it on this side, man, because this truth, knowledge, and wisdom, it's precious. It's not given to anyone, or not just anyone. Only a small few are gonna obtain this beautiful gift, man. But yeah, man. Um, real celebrity status, man. These celebrities, man, they're not real celebrities, man. You know. Just trying to think of anything else before I close out, man. Because again, our people got to get out of the mindset of trying to be something in this society, man. The hell with this place. Can't wait to see this place fall, man. Real fame and glory is coming to the real men of the Lord, the elect. All right. So that's pretty much it, man. I'll close it on that. So real quick, I'm not. No, I'll close out. But yeah, man. So once again, I give all acknowledgement to Yahweh Bashim Shai and the water. Yahweh Bashim Shai putting the spirit on me to do this quick lesson. All right, and of course, give a double honors to my teachers, beginning with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. All right. And until next time, I say shalom.